everybody show a round of applause, show some love for a man who is, I am very grateful for. I believe God gives you special gifts in your life to help you be the person you're supposed to be. He's one of those gifts. Welcome, Steve Davis.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yes, man. It's just a pleasure to have you on the show. And,
right.
You know, you said it's a little chilly here, chilly in Cleveland.
Oh, yes. Probably about 30, 35 degrees in the middle of May. Yeah. And we had a little snow last night, too. So.
Man, you don't want to know what it is out here in LA right now.
Oh, man. Is it that nice?
It's like 84 today, sunny.
Oh, wow. There's only about 50 degrees difference. Only.
Yeah, it ain't that big. 50 degrees, you know. But I want to thank you. Look, Philanda already started with the questions. and we got, let me see, we got another question. They said we have all 4 seasons in 1 week. So that's what y'all, you know, Ohio, you know.
That's Cleveland. Yes.
Dang, Philanda didn't even let me get any. She takes over the interview. She says,
and we actually have 4 seasons in 1 week. I think about 3 days ago, it's about 70 degrees, 70, 75. Yeah.
People walk around.
I washed my car and everything. Did a little yard work. Yeah.
Now you got your winter coat back out.
That's it.
Yeah, I saw like New York up into Canada. They got some snow. I was like, man, yeah, I don't miss that.
Yeah, yeah. I've been here my whole life. It's still hard to get used to.
Man, if I need to get some snow, we can drive to it and drive away from it.
That's a good option to have.
Yeah, don't have to see it here. So I
hear you.
Philanda already started with a question. She said, what has allowed you to reinvent yourself on more than one occasion? Dang, okay. See, these are questions she sent me, but she still want to make sure they get asked.
Okay. And what was that question again?
She said, what has allowed you to reinvent yourself on more than one occasion? Like,
I think for one, we have to learn that in life you're constantly evolving, you're constantly learning. I don't think anything is permanent, so you always got to be subject for change. So you try to kind of feel what's coming your way, how to reinvent yourself, and how to be more proactive. I think success in life is determining when to get on and when to get off, or when to switch up your game.
Okay.
So I think you're always learning. Yes.
Lifelong learning
of the game. Become a student of the game, or whatever your line of work is.
And you see the other comment: happy wife, happy life. And
oh yes. Oh, most definitely. Hey, at the end of the day, it's called a quality, balanced life. You want to work hard, but you want to take care of your family, and definitely take care of the wife.
Yeah.
First things first.
Yes. And I wanted to ask a question about with this COVID-19 going on, and a lot of people are kind of nervous. You know, it's like we've been told to stay in the house. Businesses are crumbling. People losing their jobs left and right. To me, this is the perfect time to reinvent yourself, and really get into something that you love to do. Like, how are you navigating all this COVID stuff? Because I know with you being in real estate and construction, everything that you own and run, how is it going?
It's challenging, but I think as an entrepreneur, you breathe this every day. There's always an issue, situation. There's always challenges. There's always changes, regulations. So every day you just figure out, you hit the ground running, figure out what to do, and you try to be safe.
Yes.
I think with the current situation, it kind of weeds out a lot of people that are not serious.
Yeah.
And then so there should be more opportunities for me, but I have to be safe. So for instance, when I look at a house, I try to make sure it's vacant,
Okay.
or I try to protect myself going in and coming out. If it's more than one of us, we go in one at a time. I'll go look at a house. And being in the business for over 30 years, it don't take long to evaluate a house. It takes about 5 minutes. Then I can come out and let the next person in. I think you just be safe and just understand that I have to execute. When you're self-employed, you have to hit the ground running. You got to make something happen. So it's a little crazy, but I got to keep moving. Yes.
So with all this talk, I've heard people talk about a real estate bubble possibly happening like the one we had in 08, 09. Do you see something like that potentially happening, like where it could be a good opportunity to start scooping up properties and investing right now?
Yes. I think anytime that you have some type of situation or crisis, there are opportunities not only in real estate, but other industries too. In real estate, right now, you have a situation where landlords cannot evict a tenant for non-payment of rent.
Yeah.
Which is bad, but that may create opportunities for people to buy real estate because some landlords are not in a position where they can weather the storm and they may look to get out of the business. So then there creates another opportunity. So if you have resources available for funds or if you're sitting liquid, then you can go and acquire those opportunities. So now I just trying to kind of shift and figure out what's popular, what should I do, and what has the greatest return. So right now, there may be some landlords that are looking to sell because of this current situation or because they can't weather the fact that their tenants are not paying.
Oh, wow.
So
I see your baby girl has a question. Hey, Shaylin. How you doing? You know, she's a young woman. I was looking at our wedding pictures the other day as I was in the garage, and I was just laughing, looking at her. I was like, man, she's a grown woman now. I was like, wow. Yes. I feel weird, but
that's my Pookie. I call her Pookie. She don't like me to call her Pookie.
Oh, hey, well, we're gonna call her Pookie right now.
Yes.
She was like, what advice do you have for the younger generation on becoming entrepreneurs? Because I firmly believe I tell my son and daughter, that's the only way you're going to make it the next 40, 50 years is run your own. It really is.
I think I like to live a quality, balanced life. I think you should work for money, but I also think money should work for you. So if you got a 9 to 5 or whatever you do for a living, but you should have an opportunity while you sleep, money to work for you. So I would recommend young investors to try the game of real estate. You try your first piece of rental property and see how you like it. I always say if you buy the property right, you want to have 3 options. So if I buy the property right, the first option is to rent it out and have a positive cash flow. The second option is to be able to fix it up and sell it to a homeowner, a family that wants to reside in it. And the third option, if I bought it for 50 cents on the dollar, I can find another investor that will always give me 60 cents on the dollar. So I can get out quick and make money. I think if you got those 3 options, you're safe. So I would tell new investors, say for instance, you buy a house for $50,000.
Yes.
You always want to buy it right. So if you buy it at 50, knowing that all the investors in town will give you 60,000 for it, you can always get out and make a little money. If I buy it for 50,000 and put 10 in it, I have 60,000 in it, and I know that property will run out for 12 to 1,500.
Okay.
So I know it has a positive cash flow, even if I go back and get a mortgage. The third option is to buy that house for 50,000. Maybe you put 20,000 in it, you got 70, but the real estate market says it's worth 100. So you can always sell that property and make a profit. So as long as you have those 3 options, I call it the quick nickel, the slow dime, or the compassionate quarter. So I recommend all new investors to be able to buy a property at the right price. If it doesn't work for you, you can always sell it to another investor, make a few dollars, get out.
All right.
So to me, those are the 3 options for a first-time investor, because you have to learn your level of tolerance, risk, and see if you're cut out for it and if you really like it.
I know what I'm cut out for real estate. You know, you see my life. I am more cut out. I'm not the landlord. I would be the guy to go in to buy something with the intention of fixing it up and moving it. You know, I know that now. I was like, I know my risk tolerance. My
You
wife
got to
might
know
feel
who you
different.
are.
Yeah, I know what my
That is so important in real estate and in life.
Yeah, I don't want to be a landlord. I'd rather buy and move. Let me buy, fix this up, make it nice for somebody. There you go. Enjoy it. Let me find another.
It can be very trying.
Yeah. Philanda just asked, what is the least amount of money one can have to get started in real estate? See, these are questions she sent me to ask you last night, but she's in the chat making sure they're getting asked right now. That's funny.
Okay. Well, it's a good question. That's a good question. A lot of times you may not need any money. There are so many creative ways to address real estate to buy and sell. The number one thing is to always acquire good relationships.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, nowadays you can wholesale a property. So say Miss Philanda finds a property for $50,000.
Yeah.
And she can write up a contract for 50, and there are ways where she can sell that contract for 60. So
really?
She don't need any money for it. So you can you can find ways to do an assignment where she can assign over that rights to that agreement to me, full disclosure, where the seller know, where I obtain all her rights, terms and conditions, and I do that for a fee. So you can do it by assignment. So it's called wholesaling. So there's a way you can buy and sell real estate with no money. The second way is you can take in a partner. So maybe I have a friend who doesn't like real estate but makes good money and want to invest in the real estate. He could provide the money and I do all the work and we split the profits.
Okay.
And one other way is people are not aware of this way. This is a good secret. You can do a self-directed IRA where you can take your retirement monies. The banks and consultants don't tell you about it, but you can take your retirement money and buy and sell real estate and put it back in your retirement tax deferred. They don't tell you about that. The banks don't tell you. So, but you can't commingle. You can't take any of it out for a profit. It has to go back all into your retirement. So let's say the same house I use my retirement, which is a self-directed IRA, and I buy this house for $50,000. And I sell it to someone for $60,000. I put all that money back in my retirement and I'm growing my retirement. Wow. No money out of pocket. And one other scenario, you can do a rental property that way. You can take $50,000 out of your retirement. It's self-directed, and you buy a property, and let's say it rents out for $1,200. You put $1,200 back in your retirement, so you can grow your retirement that way. So if you don't have liquid cash money, you can always use a self-directed IRA.
Self-directed IRA.
Yes, and you can be a hard money lender. So Philanda could take her $50,000 from her retirement and loan it to me with an agreement with the legal transaction, and I can buy, fix up, and sell, and pay her $50,000 back with whatever return that she asked for.
Wow!
So that's a way, like you mentioned. I don't like the rental game, but there's a way you can do it, and you can do all of this with your retirement funds. So you can always do, number one, you can flip houses wholesale, where you can sell your contract, no money required. You can do a self-directed IRA, or you can partner with someone who has money.
Man, Steve, these nuggets you dropping, I'm glad I'm getting it recorded because I'm going to need to listen to it again. Didn't you put this in a book too, some of this stuff?
Yes.
What's the name of your book?
I have them here, man. I brought them out.
Oh, hey, they need to know. What's the name of the book again? Put it
right in the camera. I don't know how you're looking at it.
Just put it right up to the
locator.
Yeah.
And here's the cash. Yep. Generator.
Yeah.
And I did one for the kids too. The 3 Little Pigs Find a Home. How to protect your credit, get a job, buy a house. So, but those were years ago, man. You remember those books?
Yes, I remember.
Yes. Okay.
And are they still like? Can people get them? Like order them? Are they still in print somewhere?
They still in print. I haven't been selling them or pushing them like I used to.
Yeah.
But if someone wants to give me a call or email me, I can make sure they get a copy.
What do you want them to email you at? Or
Steve Davis is STEVE Davis DAVIS 819 @gmail.com.
Y'all hear that? Steve, Steve, Davis, Davis, 819
819.
at gmail.com.
Yes.
Make sure you really need, now is the time to be teaching some financial principles. Am I right? Because
yes, you want to, I recommend that you have a balanced quality life. You want to work for money. You want money to work for you.
yes.
Plus, there are a million different types of write-offs that real estate provides you.
Okay.
So real estate will provide write-offs or things that you customarily have to have. I write off 2 or 3 cars. I write off a part of my home for an office, part of the ball games I may go to, dinners if it's business related, cell phone. So real estate offers you a whole lot. A great return on your investment. It's fun. You can always sell it, and it offers you write-offs. So I think a balanced quality life is what you want. Again, you want to work for money, and you want money to work for you.
I hope everybody's listening to this because we're talking about one of the most lucrative industries in the world, real estate. It's either commercial, residential. Somebody got to have a place to live. Somebody got to have a place to conduct their business. Real estate ain't going nowhere.
Great point.
Real estate ain't going nowhere. And it's
2/3 of the world is water. 1/3 is land. Population is always growing. There's no way around land. You know, Rodney, people need to realize that dirt is worth more than diamonds. Land is worth more than diamonds. Dirt. You buy dirt. They're not making any more dirt. Every business, every house, everything you do it on land. You can't go wrong with land. Dirt is more valuable than diamonds.
Man, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
You know, I have a question because I found out a while ago that my great-grandparents left land to all their grandchildren. And, you know, it's in Mississippi. You know, I'm not really, you know, keen.
Okay.
My uncle lives on the land right now. He has a trailer, but it's a ton of acres. And we're all trying to figure out what can we do with this land. When you inherit that type of land, what do you do with that type of stuff? Do you try to sell some off for commercial? Try to build on it? I'm just like, man, I don't know.
That's a good question. I think you find its highest and best use. That will probably give you its highest and best value. Some people sell the trees, the lumber, the timber off the land. You will probably have to do your research and see if it's commercial, if it's industrial, is it residential. A lot of times you have to hold it and wait till the value goes up. So I think you just kind of poke around, talk to real estate agents and your local commerce and see if there's a value, kind of get an idea of what's maybe coming that way if it's not developed. Because it's just a matter of time before the value comes up. So, or it may already be there. So you just kind of poke around and try to get an idea to see what it's worth. But but you got to make sure you and your family are all on the same page.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It has to be agreed upon with me. And man, I don't know how many grandkids. Man, there's a ton of them. I had 11 aunts and uncles. So
okay.
Wow. Yeah. So it's like
that's not an easy task.
No. It's like that's a lot of discussion. But I do have desires that as my career grows and as I get like increases in income, real estate is something I'm definitely going to invest my money in because, just like I said, it's like it's not going anywhere and it's not making anymore. And somebody always got to have something. I would love to build developments that will help people, like low income people, but I want to make it nice and clean for people to live in. But I don't want to be the landlord. I would rather build that and sell it and let somebody else take over that stuff. I have zero desire to manage any property.
Well, I think that's good to know who you are and who you're not. So you build your team around your strengths and your weaknesses, or what your desires are, or what things you don't want to do. So you build your team around that.
Well, that's what I plan on doing. So, and I look to you, like even helping in Cleveland and my hometown where I grew up in Toledo. Like as I get blessed, I want to help other people. But I have no desire to be a property manager. I can say that a million times. And
well, you can still create a win-win.
Yeah.
You can provide a place for someone to have a business or someone to reside with their families. You can put a property management team in where they can make money and manage the property. You can hire a handy guy or a landscaper where they make money to help you out too. So you can create a win-win. Again, it's all about relationships.
Okay. I did have a question because I have a good friend who does like Airbnbs.
Okay.
What's your take on buying a property and then doing it as an Airbnb? Because I was hearing some different reports on that. So, like,
I hear there are great opportunities. I do not have any experience with it.
mm-hmm.
I think when you buy a property, you want to figure out its highest and best use.
Okay.
So if it's in the area where Airbnbs are taking off, then you would lean to someone who may have a lot of experience. It's all about building your team. So if it's an area where families want to move in, or college student, room and board, whatever you think. So I think it just depends on wherever that property is.
Okay.
And I think you just study the industry or the program you're interested in and see if it's something that kind of fits what you want to do.
Okay.
But I hear it becoming more and more popular.
Man, I actually have part of a desire to maybe one day help build a sound studio in Cleveland and in Ohio, like to help artists who are, who don't have a desire to live in like LA or something, but still want to produce content and they want to just stay in Cleveland. So I have a desire to build like a sound stage. Definitely not of the as large as what we have out here in LA, all the different ones. But I would like to build something where you have a nice, some nice stages where you can film. And with Cleveland being a market where they are actually filming because it's very cheap in Ohio to film.
Is that the reason why they're filming here?
Oh yeah, Ohio. Yeah, you know that because they ain't paying the city nothing.
They're getting tax credit, tax breaks or something.
Yeah, that's why. They don't have to pay the city nothing really. They say that the money will come to the city through the crew and cast and stuff shopping in the area, but they don't give a whole lot.
It creates revenue.
Yeah, so they're looking at it this way instead of trying to gouge. That's why you'll see films done in Detroit and Cleveland and other cities because hey, it doesn't cost as much. LA is a grip to film. They'll charge, like for even the short film I was doing, they'll charge you almost $600 just to get the permit to film.
Wow.
Yeah, that's before you said lights, camera, action. You don't pay $600 just to get a permit, a piece of paper saying, yeah, I'm going to shoot at this house today.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
I think that's a great idea, Cleveland, your idea. Yes.
Well, I'm sharing with you some of my vision as I get blessed. That's how I intend on giving back. Is really building opportunities for people who don't desire to live, in certain parts of the country. So
I look forward to maybe working with you on it. So let me know.
Well, it ain't maybe, man. It's my plan to work with you on it and and that's why I need to keep asking you all these questions and find out what to do because it's important to know what steps to take. Finding the right land. Because I have some friends who are really trying to figure out this whole real estate thing. So this is why I did this podcast with you. I really want, and Philanda, I had put my reading glasses on. I got another question from her. Let me see.
Okay.
See. Oh yeah, we talked about flipping houses, so we addressed that. We talked about wholesaling. Tips can get one in area cash flow if the industry is not longer serving him or her. This question right here, what tips can you give to someone that needs to pivot to another area of cash flow if an industry is no longer serving him or her? You want me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
Okay. What tips can you give to someone that needs to pivot into another area of cash flow if an industry is no longer serving him or her?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people want to figure out what's popular, what makes money, if they're cut out for it, kind of nurture your calling, or do you really have to like what you're doing?
Yeah.
So I think you check around with different people in different industries and you try to find a fit for you. I think you have to find a fit mentally, something physically, spiritually, and financially. You have to figure out what works for you.
I'm still here.
Okay. I believe that you just have to do your research. Just check around. and see what's a good return and figure out what your level of tolerance is, because sometimes you're able to invest in something that is risky or you don't feel comfortable with. I always say you should have a balanced quality life. Your family should never suffer for your investments. So I say whatever you do, you start gradually.
Okay.
I always say that I'll invest where my pinky is at stake, not my hand or my arm. You got to be real careful.
Okay. Because we can live without this.
I can deal without this, not the hand, arm, or anything else. So you have to take limited risk.
Limited risk.
Yes.
Kiana just sent a question in. She asked, she has a real estate license. She lives in Dallas. Her and her husband. They're actually from Cleveland. So live in Dallas right now. And she has a real estate license. She was like, she hated selling. She was like, what advice would you tell her to look into?
She hates selling?
See, she talking about, now that's good marital advice. All in here for all the marriage questions. This ain't no.
But she hates selling real estate, but she want to stay in the same industry.
She would like to. She was like, what other options should she look into if she hates selling?
I'm a licensed real estate agent first, and then I became a broker. I had as many as 17 agents. And I enjoyed it, but I felt like being an investor was a lot better for me.
Okay.
It allowed me more time for my family.
Yeah.
To me, success in life is time and money. All the money and no time, all the time and no money is not success. So as a broker, it was fun, but I wanted to invest so I'll have something that makes me money while I'm asleep or spending time with my family.
Okay.
So I shifted from being a real estate agent to a broker to being strictly an investor.
Okay.
So I think you can shift out of one part of the industry and go into another part. So going from an agent broker to an investor, I'm more happy. I have more time. I have more flexibility, and I can make more money.
I hear you.
Yes.
I definitely hear you on that. So Kiana, hopefully you got that. She'll listen again too.
Okay, good.
You know, I don't want to tell her plans, but she definitely needs to figure this out because this could help her with her and her husband with their next decision they get ready to be making. She says thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
and he said you can email him, you know, questions you have because they're going to come up as we try to navigate this whole thing. I got a question.
One other thing I forgot.
Sure.
You know, I have some videos on YouTube.
Bam. Where can we find it?
It's called wirecoaching.com. Wire, wealth and real estate coaching. Wire coaching. So there's like 70 videos on YouTube that they can always go and look at also.
So wealth and real estate coaching.
Yeah, wire coaching. W-I-R-E.
Because I think that's actually on your profile too. That's wire coaching. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. See, you took me right there. And that channel's on YouTube, right?
Yes.
So yeah, everybody hear that wire coaching. I'm gonna make sure I post this too, so people know they can go to that site. Now, is there a way that people can maybe do? Oh, see, Philando already did it.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Like, do you do any consulting? Like, if somebody pays you like an hourly rate or something for them to consult with them on stuff that they're trying to do?
Yes, I've been doing that for years now. We've done phone consultation or people come in and meet with me.
Yes.
I've been busy doing a lot of buying and selling right now. And with the virus, the current condition, I haven't been doing a lot of it. But yes, personal coaching is very crucial.
Okay.
Because you can take all the guesswork out of what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're able to sit down with someone and share what you think you're interested in doing, your level of tolerance, your resources, your limited interests, you can sit down with somebody and allow them to guide you, and they can tell you from their own mistakes.
Okay.
What's good and bad, and what the pros and cons are. A personal coach is highly recommended because you can get out here and make one bad investment and mess up your money, your credit, and you'll never bounce back. And what started off to be something positive can be counterproductive.
Yeah.
Always work with the coach. Not only in real estate, but any field. If that coach takes a personal interest and they have experience, they can share their pros and cons, then we have to have a high level of humility and listen. So coaching is key. It's so important. I have a mentor. He'll be turning 91 this year. I still check in with him.
Is that
for over 30 years now, Mr. Hagens?
Wow.
He's 91. He'll be 91 in June.
I don't know if he even remember me, but you have to tell him I said hello.
I will. I'll make sure I tell him. Yeah.
Wow.
I spoke with him yesterday. He still holds me accountable. Yes.
That's why, see, that's another reason I want people to see that, because a lot of people ask me how have I gotten this far in my career. And I was like, I finally started listening to the mentors that have been in my life and understanding that being an entrepreneur, you do have to know how to just, sometimes you got to just stand in there. Even when it get hard, you stand in there and you remember why you're doing it. You don't quit because it get hard climbing the mountain. You just find another rock to get on to get up. You know,
that's right. So keep climbing, man.
oh, here go Vonnie. What's up, Vonnie? He said, oh no, Stevan. He's Stevan. He's Stevan. I can't call him Vonnie. He's Stevan.
I think I know him.
What's the biggest mistake most first-time investors make?
You know what? That's a good question.
Ooh.
Now, we're all sitting here talking about how to make money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So the goal is to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The biggest mistake people make, they get in their car, they're going to look at a house to make money.
Yeah.
And they forget while they're there. Oh, look at this fireplace. This is going to be a beautiful house. I can't wait to see how this looks. And you forget that you're supposed to make money. You're so busy wanting to see this house completed, you buy the wrong house because you paid too much for it, or you may put too much money in it, and you forgot you're supposed to make a profit. You're supposed to always buy right. That was the goal when you got up in the morning. And sometimes you can get to that house and forget. Or I've made this mistake, kind of. You get to a house and you see a person's situation and you really feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
And you end up buying a house that maybe you could have passed on. Or I paid a little too much because I got emotionally attached to this story. And I wanted to help them out. Now, maybe I still make money because I've been at it long enough, but I may not make the money I wanted to make, or I may not have gone in and been as astute as I should have been on the price I should have offered. Yeah. So keep in mind, real estate, you're supposed to make money. You help a family out, but don't lose sight when you go look at a house and it's beautiful. It has beautiful structure. You can't wait to get to see it done. Yes. That's nice, but the goal is to make money. And you can't lose sight of that. And the other thing I've done, I watch people do, you always buy title insurance. An owner's fee policy. Okay. It's called owner's fee policy. You never buy a house without buying owner's insurance, the title company. You don't know who owns the house, if it's a mislien or there's some type of fraud. You always go through a title company and ask for owner's insurance. That protects the transfer, it protects the previous transaction to make sure if there's any fraud that's taking place, the insurance will cover you. So could it happen that if I buy a house without doing title insurance, somebody can come back who actually has some on it and take the house from me? Could that happen? Yes. Ooh, and then you be stuck with the debt from the loan you signed on? Could that happen? It could be the debt. It could be the money you lost. Yes. You always go through a title company and ask for title insurance. Man, just made my stomach hurt with that one. And I've watched people lose money that way. There are no shortcuts in life. You pay the full price. No bargains, no discount, no shortcut. The full price. Don't cut any corners. You saying that just gave me chills, because I remember sitting in your car sometimes riding with you and you saying that. No shortcuts. There's no bargains, no discounts, no shortcut. Full price. Don't cut any corners. Oh, man. Pay the full price. I have to remember that also, though. Well, hey, man, I'm paying the full price out here. There's no other way. For everything. Everything. My life. Paying the full price for this career. Yeah.
And
But you know what? It'll come together. You're positioning yourself where it'll come together and it'll all pay off. Our job is just to stay focused. Our job is not to figure out when and how. Just keep doing what you're doing. Patience, trust, and faith.
See, Philanda, you listening? So when we have those talks, I'm not crazy.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna take about 2 minutes, and I want to hit a couple fun questions because we really running out of time. Before I even ask my fun questions, though, you want people to stay in contact with you through emailing Steve, S-T-E-V-E, Davis, D-A-V-I-S, 819@gmail.com.
Yes.
They can email, they go to wirecoaching.com, and they can go to the YouTube page, Wire Coaching, and see, you said over 70 videos, pretty much a lot of these talks. And then there are 3 books that I really think, it's a good investment. I like to read, and I think people should have, especially your kids. My son and daughter, I constantly tell them, entrepreneurship, and especially my daughter, Anointed, because she don't like to listen to nobody. I was like, you're going to get fired working for somebody. You need to run your own business. So it's so important to have your own thing, even if you work a 9 to 5. That's why we're talking.
That's true. I'll tell you my story and how I got to be full-time. I was working a job and I was laid off. Yes. That was April 10th, 1989 at 12:35.
That's etched in your head.
My wife and I were expecting, we were buying a house, and I thought my employer loved me. I was misled. I was a little naive. They called me in the office and asked me, was I going to sell real estate or continue to work for them? I told them I was going to do both. I was trying to get ahead in life.
Wow.
They said I couldn't do both. I said, I have to do both. I said, you can't fire me. I'm one of your better workers. Yeah. So they laid me off. But I was in the process of becoming a real estate agent. And so I made the plunge. April 10th, 1989 at 12:35. I'll never forget it.
Wow.
And I learned that day, either you're in control or you're out of control. So at that time, I was working a job and self-employed. I made the plunge, and I said, I'll never look back. So yes, you have to be careful. Sometimes on your job, you're not always in control. Yeah. So it's clear to me.
Well, before I even got to my fun questions, Philanda asked, what's the difference between a land contract and a traditional purchase? How does that break down if you sell a house via land contract or buy a house that way? And I might be asking a question that take a minute to answer. I don't know. So
okay, it's okay. That's a good question. Land contract is where the owner carries the paper. The owner does the financing.
Okay.
So if I own a house, you can buy it for me, and a land contract will spell out all the terms where I'm carrying the financing. You're not going to a bank. So it's owner financing. We'll determine the down payment and the monthly payment until it's paid off in the terms and conditions. So a land contract is owner financing between a buyer and seller. But you have to be careful. You got to make sure I own the property. It's free and clear. And you got to know all the terms and conditions. And you want an attorney to draw up the terms and conditions of the land contract. And you want to do a lien search to make sure that we know what's against the property. If you're buying this property from me for $100,000, I do not need to owe $150,000.
Right.
So that's a land contract. It's owner financing between the buyer and seller. And a regular purchase agreement is between a buyer and seller with the understanding that I'm probably going to get financed from a traditional lender to buy your house. Okay. It's not owner financing.
Okay. So if I own a house, say if I owe $100,000, I still have a mortgage, but I want to sell it and the person can't get financed, I can still do a land contract with them, making sure I can clear my mortgage. If they you give them you give them a certain number of years to get financing.
Yeah.
Or something
you can amortize it over a period of time. Yes.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that their payment probably supersedes your payment also.
Because you don't become, you're not the landlord anymore, right? When you do a land contract, you basically like, and they're basically treating the house like it's theirs. They fix everything and everything, right?
That's a very good question. Yes. Normally you write the terms and conditions, but normally on a land contract, they treat the home as if it's theirs.
Oh,
They
wow.
take care of the maintenance, water, sewer, grass cutting, maintenance, repairs, homeowners insurance. So it's almost like it's their house. It's just that the owner is carrying the paper to finance the mortgage.
Wow. Okay.
So it is a creative way to get into a house. You're hoping once you get in a land contract that relationship doesn't go long. You want to get yourself in a position where you can finance and pay them off.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, man, we are basically in a couple minutes. IG is gonna shut us down anyway. So what I want to make sure everybody, you guys know how to find my mentor, Steve Davis. You go Steve STEVE Davis DAVIS 819 at Gmail. You go to wirecoaching.com. You go to Wire Coaching on YouTube. That's how you stay connected, and you'll actually be able to watch this broadcast again on my YouTube page, Rodney Damon Collins TV. You can listen to it, which I highly advise you subscribe to RDC Speak Life Sessions on Apple, Spotify, Anchor. Oh, she said you must come back again. Oh, yeah, we can make that happen. You willing to come back, Steve?
Anytime.
So I got two quick fun questions I'm gonna try to squeeze out before we have to just shut down. And then I always ask my guests to leave us with one nugget that we can kind of marinate on for about 5 or 6 days after listening to you.
Okay.
If we were to grab your phone and your playlist right now, what would be the number one song playing right now on your playlist that Siri will be like, he plays the song all the time? What's your number one song?
Oh man, I love a lot of different music. I probably Marvin Gaye. Anything with Marvin Gaye. I like Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire. I like the Gap Band, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Uncle Charlie.
Yes.
So, and then another question is, what is your dream vacation? Unless you've already taken it. You may have already taken it by now.
My dream vacation is wherever my wife wants to go. You know what? A few years ago, the wife and I went to Hawaii. We went to 2 or 3 islands. We spent about 10 days in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to get her there for a while for our 30th year anniversary. So I would say that was our dream vacation.
Wow.
Hawaii. Yes. Yes.
Stevan says Cali.
Okay. Yeah, he loves Cali.
Hey, I told him, I was texting him. I told him, hey, we waiting on him, man. And, I got him on this end. Okay. I'll watch him. Hey, my man, Rodney Perry just joined in, comedian in ATL, been in movies and everything. Rodney Perry, me, Steve Davis. Brilliant man, brilliant businessman. Thank you for signing in, Rodney. Now, I tell everybody, Rodney has an incredible name. Our name means, I don't know if you know this, Rodney, but our name means famous person. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so when I was younger, my parents taught me that. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know how it's going to happen, but one day it's going to.
Hey, man, you're living up to it. Hey, man, I'm so proud of you and your family, Rod.
Man.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It means a lot to me, man. We love your family. Just like I said, your family was like a model I watched as I was raising my family.
Thank you.
And it's funny because Shaylin's older than Vonnie. Anointed's older than Josiah. They both close in age. I was like, wow, we're like a clone version. If we would have been in Us, right. We could have been y'all Us.
Yes, all right.
Jordan Peele could have just cast us all in the film. We could have did that.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
I'm gonna tag Jordan, be like, hey, you got us right here.
And how is business?
Oh, business is going well. I actually just shot a short. It's gonna be out. I don't know if you've seen some of the films I do on the side. It's called Darman. These are like messages, good messages, but they stream it like 168, 200 million people are watching these videos. Wow. This shot one 2 weeks ago. So it'll be out. I kind of play a bad husband at first, you know, but then I have a change of heart, you know. So it'll be out. You'll see it. And then
that's great stuff.
I actually filmed a movie through Zoom last month.
Okay.
And I can't wait to see that happening. You know, it's pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you for the congrats. Okay. And a film, I want to thank Elise Neal, actress Elise Neal. Her and Leah Daniels Butler, casting director, they cast me in a film called Survival, and it's getting ready to come out. I play a cop. You know, not a real big role, but she cast me in, and I get a chance to be one of the arresting officers. And my line just came out. Basically, oh dang, the countdown just came. I got 1 minute and 50 seconds. Tell you, they ain't no point. They don't be playing. But so the movie Survival will be coming out, so they can check that out on my IMDb. Great. Yeah, so I get a chance. I'm yelling like, "Get your hands up!" I was like, "Man, it felt good to be on the other side of that gun."
All right, man. I want to say I know that guy.
So can you give us 30 seconds of something to really stay with us that we can marinate on?
Well, right now, a lot of people have lost money in the stock market.
Yeah.
Real estate is stable. It's tangible. It's not going anywhere. You can sell it. You can rent it out. You got write-offs. You can refinance it, pull money out. The interest is deductible, and the tenants pay the loan off for it.
Y'all hear that? Make sure you stay connected. Steve, man, thank you for being my guest. And I'll make sure I'm even gonna email you the video just so you can have it. Man,
that'll be nice.
And you'll get a copy, you'll get the podcast. I'll send it to you. Everybody, thank you very much. I'm down to, man, they counting me down like a producer behind the camera, like we get ready to cut you, we get ready to go to commercial. So
thanks for everything, and tell the family